This thing is absolutely crazy. I just heard a new term today and it's pretty spot on. I was like, yeah, that's probably the best way to explain what's going on. Mostly with Diddy's mom and him, their relationship. She is a psychotic. I literally went through this thing and I was saying I'm really good at like the character assessments of people and like how I break them down. I don't go by, oh, they're nice. I will look at their conduct as, oh, they manipulate in a nice way, or they manipulate because they're just outright jerks. There's all these different ways that people manipulate. I've seen that the best and most calculated are extremely nice. That was the LASD. I kept saying, I go, you guys don't understand. I go, the way that they actually perpetrated was being overly nice. There's a thing to it, right? And we're not saying that all overly nice people are sociopaths, but with these particular individuals, you will see these types of things. And so the term was with the mother kid relationship was emotionally incestuous. Emotionally incestuous. And I had to sit and think about this. I go, yeah, that's probably about the best term to call it. It's a psychological rape though, really. And because if you read her I did this long video and I made an opinion in it that I was like, wait, no, actually I disagree with what I just said there because it's part of my case. So I didn't want to go through this whole edit again. It was a long one. It was like an hour and 13 or something. So we'll just touch this right now and then talk about this thing. People touching each other, because this kind of touches on that too. No person should feel the entitlement to just run around touching people. And just because you don't view it as sexual, which a lot of times it is, it's like the trickery of the drink. And even in one of the I think it was the Janet Jackson picture. Like I have a lot of pictures, you guys, of everybody. I have Garth Brooks from back in the day with this woman. All these things, and I was actually kind of looking at the conduct of how people touched each other in these pictures, and even the guy that they're mainly photographing with other people. And then, Drew Barrymore. And I don't know, I just got hyper, the attention about it because I think a lot of people don't even think twice about it. They'll see these pictures with people together. And I was looking at it and I was like, I would never grab a guy like that. Because Alec Baldwin is such an abuser that even in the picture with him and Alec Baldwin, I didn't even know it was Alec Baldwin right away because I saw the other brother. And then there was another picture later of him and Alec Baldwin, and it was in his younger years, like when I did that funny little sketch, thing of him. So his hair is all different. He's not totally trashed up yet. And he's like manhandling the guy's arm, like he's like purposely trying to be a punk, like he's taking over him. Because I guess he's like some security guy, maybe, and maybe that's why the picture's like that. And he's just grabbing him by the upper arm. And I'm like, what the hell? And then another person that did it was Tony Robbins. So these two guys have been problematic throughout this whole thing. I go, it's no surprise that they would pose like that either, And yeah, and on one of I think it was the Janet Jackson one, the guy's hand is like way too close to her boob. And I'm just like, yeah, those were the moves that they always did. These guys, they would purposely like reach around like they're, doing a picture. I'm like, why is your hand all the way up there anyway? And then it's just to get a touch of a side boob. Totally. All these tactics, and you'll look at it and go, oh, there's nothing, it's all harmless, and they keep doing this stuff. This one is concerning because, well, it's making me think all kinds of things. I'm just going to kind of throw it out there because Justin Bieber, I mean, on some level, has to know he's a victim up in here. And I was saying that just because he's a victim to Diddy doesn't mean that you won't possibly see that he did things to other people. I was just saying because of the conduct, overall. Because we've seen it with the Mac case. We've seen it in a million because it's like all these people where they could be a victim to one person, but they're so manipulated and groomed into the environment that they may have harmed other people. So I don't know if that's also the underlying concerns here as well. That may be the case. I don't know. But don't be surprised if it is, okay? But also, I guess he did go and see him again, and they did something recent, or I don't know, in the last couple of years or something. So I was commenting on that. I was like, don't be lying. Don't, this whole thing. But if you look at this here, I'm not sure when this was taken. It just kind of popped up today on radar, and I never see it. And this is him when he's older. I don't know how old he is here. I don't know if this is in the recent footage, because I was thinking a couple of things, because the mom's like out here blaming everybody. Everybody's out to get her son, and everybody's making stuff up, and like she wouldn't know he's a total criminal and gangbanger. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, and then praise Jesus. We got to throw Jesus in there and look at history and look away from my son and look at everything else. I was like, oh my God, this woman is a monster. You can tell she's a monster. And I go, there's something with his mom. But I'm just reading, like, to get a full character thing, I need stuff like that, like them talking, like that whole thing. But when I'm reading the story and I'm looking at it just flat, it's just kind of flat. It's like, oh, he was raised with his mom, dad's out of the picture, and then there's this church school. Okay, so this is all I got. So I'm like, yeah, has to be something in that, you just kind of do this thing. And then she started talking. That's what you want. Please talk like a Chase Merritt. Oh, she did talk like Chase Merritt. That was another thing. So I was like, she's like, everybody make mistakes. She called this a mistake and tried to single it down to a single incident, to him just beating up his woman. And she minimized that too. She didn't even care about her. She's like, maybe he lied about this one thing, but that doesn't mean he did all this other stuff. Okay. Look at the history. I'm like, okay, don't even trivialize this, because she's trying to trivialize it. It's like, sure, there's cases in the past of this other stuff, but time has changed, and there's a whole tank of things with that. And I go, also, if you want to talk about injustice, the entire history is about men human trafficking women. And at no time did a man get in trouble for human trafficking. I mean, they literally human trafficked slaves over here. There's that thing too, right? But at no time did they view that women were being human trafficked. I mean, hello, look at the laws. And America is revolved around that. And that was men's American dream, is to run a human trafficking ring and be a rich, powerful guy. That's totally it. They have glorified this mafia bullshit, where they even had the PayPal mafia. They're all up in here together. I'm like, well, they're literally called the mafia. I mean, I don't know, but this thing. And yeah, he's a gangbanger, so I don't know, I kind of expect criminality from these people, but is that just me? I don't know. But this is concerning because, okay, first of all, if you have any friends that are overly paranoid of wiretaps, I'd say more than likely the people you're around are pretty bad. I mean, generally, I'm just in there going, God, I wish they would tap into my phone to hear these people, because holy crap, So I don't live like this, okay? So he's paranoid of getting busted for something. And maybe he could have got a leak, you guys. So here's the thing. I was saying the sheriff people, at least out here, and LAPD, these people have been leaking information all over the place. So he could be being told that, oh, government is hot on your trail. They could be telling them anything, okay? Just as an example. And they're trying to figure out who the rat is, that could be another thing. And we don't know if Justin helped out. I don't know what he did. I don't want to put him up into that type of scrutiny, but you just don't know, okay? And the mom was trying to act like this whole thing only started because there was a lawsuit. And I go, I find that to be unlikely. I've talked about government's investigations, and they take a long time. like a minimum of a year, and then sometimes a couple years, and all that human trafficking garbage, like on the back page, like set up that fake crusade that Kamala went on. She ain't even for the poor, okay? When she says middle class, we already know middle class here is for the 100K and up people. There's a lot to this, but I'm not going to try to get all political on you guys, but she fake, okay? That took that, what it appears when I'm looking at the information, I go, it almost appears that they had been trying to gun for that thing for like a long time. I mean, we're talking about years with an S, not, oh, overnight, we just did this thing. And also in the Diddy case, they were being accused of being part of the other case. There was a secondary case. So they probably already, I mean, you would have to assume this, if they already had some files on them. And I guarantee you guys, because government's such a pro-rapist, that they probably already saw all this stuff in the books and we're just like, oh, these bunch of H-word, blah, 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 and then just threw it aside. They didn't even care. Because when I'm talking to them about human trafficking, that all this stuff that you're seeing is the stuff that they okayed, and they didn't see any problem with it. So what probably happened was they already had like files on them, and then somebody else may have there's the Aubrey been talking, maybe there was a few other people that have been saying stuff, that they had these things going on. So it could be from other people too, where they were already triggered off. And then perhaps that's why another person, now she may have reported it, her attorney may have reported, there's a lot of things to this, but it sure as hell didn't happen just because that thing, that wasn't even a year. And no. And so she's trying to blame it on that. And then she's like, oh yeah, because all these people saw a payday and how quick my son paid out. So they all came up here, including like 25 kids. Everybody's lying. Oh, they're all lying. Take me down. And then like she act like she knows what goes on in his bedroom too. Which, you guys, there's a lot of incestuous parents out here. Now, I don't know if that was going on in this family, but certainly the emotional incest is going on in this family. The emotional incest. I was like, that's the best term ever. Because it's so spot on, because you have these boys that are so in love with their parents, because she's like enabling them to death. And the Kevin Spacey thing too, right? Because it was like questions. I go, wow, because the brother was talking about how really close they were. I go, if she didn't touch him, like it definitely would fall in the lines of emotionally incestuous. And that may be another key thing when you're looking at these cases. So I was like, yeah, you got to really study all these guys and the family dynamics, and and I'm just looking how they're being together in a room now, and how come they're so attracted to each other. Like they all want to be like this bad monster. Like they literally, that's what they aspire to be, is this horrible human. And Diddy is literally on video here checking him out, like literally looking for bugs, like him being tapped. And this is something that, you would want to do on our case here with that perpetrator originally, but that girl totally outed him, and so you couldn't do this. I mean, you could, but he's going to now be on alert. So we're showing that Diddy's on alert. So he's on alert for a reason. And yeah, so he's overly paranoid that someone's going to bust him. And Justin's just so submissive to this. It's insane. He seems like he was originally like a really good kid. And then these people just corrupted the hell out of him. And then, and then he had the older girlfriend thing. And I started talking about that too with the boyfriend, where we're like close in age, but still, Okay, and then nobody cared about that. They're like, we love her. I was like, well, apparently he was like 17 or something. I don't know. I brought it up a really long time ago. I'm going off my memory, so if I'm wrong, I'll have to correct it. A chilling video featuring Sean Diddy Combs patting down Justin has resurfaced, sparking fresh fears Well, wouldn't you be kind of weirded out? Okay, so it's recorded in 2021. Okay, so this is definitely, they came back. If you were to think that about these investigations, that's why I was looking at Jamie Foxx's thing. I go, it's just, I don't know, they may have taken a bit. I don't know. He's like, I had a brain problem. Yeah. I was like, I would think so if you were involved in any of this. I can't say for certain, you guys. There's no pictures of him in the I mean, there's none of that stuff. He's made up weird stuff about it. It's like if you had a stroke, wouldn't you just come out and say you had a stroke? I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, but what we do know with him is that he videotaped the early footage, where there's allegations at these parties, and I was like, oh no, FBI would be all up on, do you have any videos? We want the video. They're gonna take those damn videos. They may have like raided his house and nobody even caught it. We don't know. That's the thing. You have this bizarre story going on right here, but if you go look back, the time frame would be in the time frame that they would be investigating stuff. But also if you go back here to 2021, yeah, it could have been that far. You know, there could have been a thing because the mom was not very happy. They were trying to call Justin's mom a sociopath. I'm like, that's not a sociopath. Don't just randomly call people a sociopath. If you're going to call them a sociopath, I'm trying to break down the character thing as to why I would call somebody that. She didn't do it maliciously. She didn't give her son to him maliciously. She is more of like naive type of mom who's like, I think this is what I was supposed to do. I'm trying to, it sounded more like she was trying to do the best for her son to make him happy to do some career, and he's being given a pretty big opportunity. Though you should judge people a lot more. Where all these people are like, don't judge people. Just like Diddy's mom, you know. I was like, hell no, if his mom judged him as she should as a gangbanger, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't leave my son anywhere near this guy. Because the first thing that's come to mind is, y'all, they're going to be up in here drug dealing. They're going to corrupt my son. And I'm not there to make sure and oversee, you know, what the hell is going on over here. Yeah, so, yeah, more of that. If people would judge people more. You have to kind of look at the character thing there. So, not just because someone's like, now they have no problem judging the homeless. Y'all be a bunch of judging pieces of shit. I was like, and there's nothing to go back it. It's like someone doesn't have a house, they're poor. Okay, so that doesn't mean they're a criminal. The things that make them criminal are all these other conducts and their characteristics. And I was trying to break that down. Because Kim K now wants to act like she is a good character of character assessments, which is absolutely annoying. I was like, thank God Ted Bundy died because she would just let him out. Oh, he's nice. I hung out with him. He totally manipulated. Just stupid crap. There's so much to say about that. I wasn't trying to say, I wanted to make it really clear, though. I was trying to make it clear on the other post about it, but I was trying to make it clear that I'm not talking about the Menendez brothers being a bunch of psychotics who are raging murderers or anything like that. I was saying the case should be relooked at. But beyond that, no, you are the same person from 18 inside. That person did not change unless you would have to do a lot of inner work and a lot of therapy, and it does not get fixed in 6 months. Sorry, you're going to be like that forever. And that's why we're talking about it. I go, these PDs are incurable, and I'm looking at the dynamic and the early flags of that, and no, it doesn't change. And in fact, as people say, they don't really emotionally mature past like the age of 5. It's pretty bad. But the mom obviously is into criminal behavior, because even her husband, the one that passed away, that's her lifestyle. And so for her to be up here even on this bullshit, we're not feeling that shit. Emotionally molested him. She's emotionally molesting him now. My son, and another thing, I was reading about that horse thing. I don't even understand that. Somebody tried to pull out K as being a horse trank, but it was saying something about that he put the drug in mix with the baby oil and put it all over their bodies because that's the way it goes into their system. Is that accurate, you guys? That's creepy as hell. I would have never known this. I could be that total naive mom like Justin Bieber's. Like right now, I'm like, what's that? I have no idea. I really honestly don't. Like, who thinks of this stuff? Only criminals, man. Only these men. These men try to find every which sneaky, calculated way. These are not mistakes. The word mistake should be nowhere near this topic. These are very calculated, very serial killer-like brain that goes and is like, how am I going to do this? And let me think this out. And they go and buy things. They go and get things. And then they go and do their criminal behavior here. Those are not mistakes. That is the brain of a socio, and it is definitely related to a PD. This is not a thing that it's a mistake. They're dumb. They don't understand. He's an adult. He's thinking it out, and it's just downright evil. And so I don't know if Justin set this up just so they could bust him. I'm sorry, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised, you guys. He's probably scared to death. I don't know, because I find it odd that, but anyways, they were patting him down. Somebody's taping. Maybe the feds were off hiding behind, this tree over here, and there's a car or something. They're like, I gotta make sure he don't do nothing. We're gonna have to take him down. I have no idea, you guys. No idea. Justin's a little weird there. Yeah, I don't know. If he did that, good for him. That's dangerous as hell. He could have. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit. To me, it would be giving him credit for, to help and take Diddy down. I don't know, but I don't know. They were looking for a police wire. Yeah. Why is he looking for a police wire? There's just a lot in this, you guys. Watch this video. It's so crazy. I'm going to play it off of that gross site, but hold on. Just because, okay, so whose thing is this? Okay, somebody named El Gran Desperado. Okay, so anyway, they put this video up, and let's just watch him for a second. So he's with this drink. He's like, hey, in his face, and he's like, no, man. He looks down. He's like, no, check. How crazy is this? He gives him a hug. Justin's like, He's so submissive to this dude. It's like, dude, what the hell? He looks, when someone's just under so much abuse, they're just like, no, yeah. He won't even look him in the face. He's like, hey. He's like, Justin looks freaked out. Yeah, he's telling him something. I don't know, you guys. So that apparently is in 2021. I don't know. Someone's taping it though, so who got the video? Someone got the video. Someone's taping it. There's other people over here. So somebody else could have been taping him while they were with him. And not to put it on him because it's too dangerous. I have no idea. It would definitely not surprise me though. His mom is not too happy about any of this at all. Yeah, no. Even if they had a bad relationship and he blames her and stuff, she was not doing it to be malicious. I was just listening to her. She sounds exactly like the Assembly of God mom kind of. But we're the same age. That's the funny thing. It's almost like she had the mom of them and then actually became just like them or something. But the kids of those people technically came out really bad. Oh. But no, she sounds like them. It's kind of weird. But no, it's not that. 15-year-old is a child, regardless if it's male or female. Everyone out here that promoted this conduct on young boys. Okay, so on the other clip that I did that I didn't put up, what I wanted to add in there was that society at the time when we were the mom's age here, Justin's moms, they were promoting a lot of men to be with other men. They were chronically promoting this and that they needed the big brother thing and a daddy figure and everything else. And their brain wasn't going into, why do these men really want to be around all these boys? There's a lot to that. And you're hearing a lot of these problems, like even with the Boy Scout thing and everything, they're like, girls are not allowed. It's different. It's different. I was like, yeah, because you have no interest in touching little girls. You want some boys. Okay, so that was the news story, and I don't think I have anything else to add to it. If you didn't read the mom statement, oh my gosh. I mean, I could like splice it and just put that part up because I did this whole drama thing of her voice. It was kind of funny, but we could get in trouble. No, it's ridiculous. Hey, Rob, yeah, for my son, need to praise Jesus. No, this shit. I'm like, shut up. It's about me, my family. My family going through a lot right now. This is like horrible for me. It's like, dude, this story about you? No, it's about like literally a minimum of 100 and some odd people. It's going to be thousands of people, but it's like 100 and some odd people come out. And she's like, they're all greedy bastards. They just taking it. My son, it's so insane. I can't deal with it. That's your socio mom. I don't know how it happened though. Like she has this like thing that she loves criminal behavior. But I was saying in that thing was if you went into her parents' story, it's probably going to be way worse. And then, but if you keep going down the line, it's going to hit, the whole thing of slavery. I go, yeah, it's going to be like in relation to the culture at the time of, and then it passing along, and then, the whole thing where they were beating their kids, because in 2010 or so, it was somewhere in that 2010, 12 area, somewhere that, that World Star Hip Hop was like promoting beat the crap out of these kids. And I was like, why is this going on? It's so terrible because they were putting up videos of kids getting the hell beat out of them and they were cheering it on. And then they're re-victimizing the kid, number one, but they were also promoting the parent to be a violent piece of crap. I'm like, yeah, now your kid's going to be a violent piece of crap. Yay. Hello. I don't know. It's just like the public is an idiot, but we're way ahead of the time talking on these topics, So I'm trying not to miss anything here. So yeah, that's the story from now.